All right, for anyone who's watching, this is Chad from 19th Brotherhood. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Odin, what's happening, man? Welcome. Appreciate you just chilling with me for a little bit. All right. Do 20%, 10-4. It's going to be 7-4 rings. There's my grid. All right, guys, looks like we have a couple of people on right now. Just wanted to say what's happening. I am brand new to this whole live stream, so I'm super pumped to be able to kind of just learn the ropes and see how this looks while I play around with some grinding, get super comfortable with it. And then from there, just be able to start live streaming tournament play, which is going to be super, super exciting so that you guys can see my process of dialing in. Liz, what is happening? So stoked to see you on here. Heart you back, my friend. Yeah, so I'm super pumped just to be able to get comfortable with live streaming on some tour play, some things that I'm just comfortable with on T10. And then from there, just being able to, let's see, 8043, perfect. From there, just be able to start to do some live stream on some tournaments, which is what I'm most excited about. Let's see, 4-3. Yeah, we'll miss left. It's all right. Here we go. Odin, Liz, are you guys? Have you guys already started the tournament? How's it going so far? See, here's the thing. Like when people play Tour 10 with the Grizzly, like I understand the my goodness, I understand the desire because of the ball guide, but on so many holes that you need, um, on so many just the standard holes, but then also on top of that, the shootouts, they can just be brutal. All right, Liz. 13 on 2 accounts in pro, negative 12 in expert. That's much better than my uh, uh, +2. No, I'm definitely taking in these today and then tomorrow morning as just practice rounds. I'm super pumped about this, that I've been partnering a lot more with Fenzel, and we've just been, Joel, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much for just stopping in and saying hello, even if it's just for a little bit. Liz, you lost me. Can you hear me at all? Anyone? T-Bone. Liz or anyone else, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Oh, perfect. Okay, I was starting to type it out. Awesome. Thank you so much, T-Bone. Liz, I was just saying that's much better than my, nice shot. That's much better than my +2. Oh, Liz lost my feed. 1, 3. No bueno. Good start to a little live feed right here. Yeah, Liz, see if you can refresh. There's definitely been some weird issues with Omelet, which is what I'm using right now to stream. Sweet. I've actually played against this guy quite a bit. But I was saying I'm super excited. So Fenzel reached out to me. He definitely wanted some support and just some dialing in some pro tournaments, which I'm really pumped about. And so we are going to just be working together a little bit closer. Actually, it's at 6-2. Yeah, so we're going to be working a lot closer. We've been talking all day, just sending back and forth shots to each other, just to be able to see kind of each other's strategies and looking at it from a fresh perspective, and then coming together and saying, all right, like what's working, what's not working. It's been really fun just to pick his brain and see kind of how he thinks. We were laughing the entire time just about hole 1, and pro is just hilarious. Um, yeah, still both of us yet to drop it. It's crazy. Lee, what's happening, my friend? So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, so I'm pumped. Super pumped. He's such a great guy and so hilarious just to banter with, even if it's just Golf Clash related, and of course we always just get sidetracked. Ooh, close. All right, it's 10%, mid 7-9. I think this one's gonna push right. Well, I'm gonna make a push right anyways with a great shot. Yeah, that was horrible. Lee, you're grinding 10 as well. Let's meet up. Yeah, Liz, sorry about the stream. Hope you're able to get it back. It is Uh, Omelet's been, I'm looking for potential other options. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for other options. It's been a little glitchy, needless to say. Of course, I was getting super greedy and was trying to stream at the highest quality of video. That just continued to crash it constantly. Liz, you don't need to go to bed if we're grinding 10. Come join us. Join what so many of us are doing. What so many of us are doing while we are not at our jobs during this time. It's just a crazy time, to be honest with you guys. So my work is completely 100% shut down. I don't know if you guys heard in the news, so I work for Apple. We pretty much closed every single retail store global outside of, I think, Greater China, which is just nuts. But thankfully, of course, Apple just has the resources to be able to support us and be able to do that. But man, I'm just chilling at home, grinding away. Yeah, Liz, you're working from home. So many people are working from home. We're definitely constantly on call. So, I mean, yes, no, Liz. So we, like in a retail setting, the majority of people obviously do not work from home. But from myself, in a leadership perspective, um, we technically can. So we've been given VPN access and all of that. So we just have lots of meetings and, oh, that sucks. Yeah, lots of meetings and different connections with our team. So we're still being able to connect with our team and stuff while they're out, just to make sure that they're feeling good about everything, you know. Right there, 5-7. And I'm hitting greats all over the place today, but that still should be good. Yeah, Lee, no joke. Farming doesn't take off for that. That's for sure. Why do some people? I mean, I get it. Like they rematch one, but they won't do like best 2 out of 3. Yeah, Lee, let me know. Are you in the menu right now? Let me know, Lee, if you're going in right now. All right, 3, 2, 1. I mean, I guess there's a delay, so my 3, 2, 1 is probably definitely off from yours. Oof. Well, now what? 7-4. Shoot, this is not making it over. Mm. All right, Liz, have a great night. Thank you so much for just stopping in and saying hello and watching my horrendous start to the night. You matched up with Liz in the tournament today, Lee? That's awesome. On your 19th Brotherhood account? I'm assuming so. That's awesome. Lee, you need to send me the, I heard that you got an albatross on the middle par five. I'd love to see the, I'd love to see the, so close. I'd love to see the video, the replay of it. Yeah, Joel, isn't that the truth? These horrendous, what is that? Oh, trying to work quick. I'll do 20. 9, 6, 7, 4. This is going to be a horrible shot, guys. Make it. Sweet. MBS, welcome. Yeah, I think so. Is that the, I think that's the middle par five. Yeah, that's the one with the rough bump. Yeah, I've been getting on that rough bump. I've definitely been, I think, so I'm trying one backspin and some left spin on that one and been playing around the elevation, thinking that the elevation or the ball guide where it's at on the hole, that was going to change it. But with one backspin, no matter where I place that ball guide, I'm always coming up short of the hole. And I kind of just feel like, I need to do less backspin. MBS, you dropped it twice too? Get it. That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see any of you guys' replays. That'd be super helpful just to get some ideas on that. Yeah, Joel, seriously, come on, Apple. Why do you have to have these giant numbers on this screen? It's so horrendous. I'd love for them to put out something just at least where I don't even care about all of the lines across the screen, just get rid of the numbers. Let's see, 404 is the key yardage, 1-to-1, 403, 52% club, so 1-to-1 plus 1, that makes sense. MBS, are you doing, I know you're probably doing some left spin on that rough bump. Are you doing one backspin? Like, what's your backspin level at? Yeah, MBS, isn't that the truth? Seriously, with the school shut down and everything, I mean, that's like 1/2 of our team, which is nuts. But But yeah, everyone's like, well, I don't know what to do at work. So one of my great friends, his wife is doing a master's degree and working, and then he was working, and they have daycare and everything else. And then of course um, the daycare shut down, and their school shut down. Awesome. Thank you, MBS. I'd love to see those videos. Appreciate that. Which was nuts. So once the school shut down, um, and this was the school shut down before we even shut down like a lot of the stores around Apple and then Apple itself and so forth. And um, it was just crazy because you would think, you would think that with all of this happening, places getting shut down and schools and restaurants and all of this, that people would think to themselves, okay, cool. Like I need to maybe not be around a place where there's a ton of people. But no, the mall was crazy packed the entire time. We had to start literally counting people that were in our store and making sure we had to do like a one in, one out policy. Um, it was just nuts. Absolutely nuts how many people were packed in the mall like nothing was going on. Now I get it. There's a lot of people that are going to say, because it hasn't happened to someone around them or anything like that, that there's this feeling that it is maybe getting hyped. So I understand that, but I also understand the fact that it's happened to a lot of people. That's my curl. Forgot how much I was supposed to curl this shot. Oh, that worked. Cool. Yeah, Jill, the mall is non-essential goods. Yeah, and yes, thank you. I saw the videos come in. I really appreciate that a ton. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it is crazy, guys. Like this is kind of a wild ride, and I just feel like now is a great time just to make sure that we continue to take care of ourselves, like invest in ourselves. Um, whether it's just our physical health, which I think obviously the entire world is talking about investing in our physical health, but at the same time, how do we also invest in our mental health? I think that's super important during this time, especially during a time where we are um, going to be spending potentially just a ton of time inside doors and not around people, which is kind of sad because that's one of my favorite things to be doing. I don't know about you all, but I definitely have a ton of, oh, that was close. That was a little scary. A ton of books that I want to be able to read. Of course, just Golf Clash and being able to grind. Um, and then making sure that I stay in touch with tons of people just from my work, just to know how they're doing, how they are coping with this time, as this is a major adjustment for so many families that um, I know this sounds really weird, but so many families that actually don't spend a lot of time together. Is that crazy? Like I know so many families that really don't spend this much time together, but now all of a sudden we're thrust in this position that you do get to spend a lot of time together. I mean, Fenzel, I think it was Fenzel, yeah, he posted that thing saying 2 days of sports not being on, and all of a sudden I realized that there's this person besides me on the couch, like referring to, a spouse, um, which is pretty hilarious. But that's an adjustment, right? Anything in a relationship is a huge adjustment. Super tempted. 9-9. It's 11. It's a bad win to try this rough bump. Yeah, that was Jesse T-Bone. That was so funny. Do you ever kind of feel like you need to close out Golf Clash and re-enter it because you're getting schooled? Yeah, 9-9. That's 11. Oh, that's brutal. No, it's possible. Ooh, is that one? We have the gray left. Should be fine. Crap. Sweet. All right. Well, at least I have one under my belt. You have to start. You have to start the stream at least with something. Slow. Welcome in, Slow Strav. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming into the stream and saying what's up. Thank you for wishing me the good luck. Yeah, Joel, as Emily would say, you need to disrupt the algorithm. No joke. I feel like losing enough games should disrupt the algorithm. Golf Clash should be like, oh man, maybe I need to like motivate this person to come back. Let's give them some wins. Well, looks like he made it, so I'm gonna have to go for it. Lee, thank you so much for sending that video. I saw that come through. Well, yeah, it's close, but it should be fine. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee. Appreciate the drive and the second shot. That's really cool. Guys, it is crazy. So this is literally my second day being a part of the 19th family, which is just nuts. These guys are ballers. Now, granted, we're only in, I think last time I checked, we were in like 26th place, 27th place in the top 100. But I'm like grinding my brains out trying to keep up. Granted, I'm in sixth, which is awesome. Love it that our guys are almost at 2K already. But some of these guys are just, whew, it is a different animal up here in the top 100. And super stoked, literally just about, um, oh my gosh, probably 20 minutes ago. No, probably like 15 minutes ago. I just got Sniper 10 on this account. Which I could not be more excited about. T10, I'm not gonna lie, guys. T10. Now, granted, absolutely, you can. I played T10. I maxed out T10 in like 2.5 days. Um, just grinding through, and that was with an APOC. I still had my APOC 4, but I had a Sniper 9, uh, Thorn 6, and Bringer 3. So you definitely can knock it out. But man, it was tough with that sniper at times because I also have a super low level. Um, I mean, pretty much any other club was on this account. It's so new. It's a couple of months old, but a lot of my clubs were pretty low going into T10 and trying to knock it out. But this is where I've lived. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So, of course, a lot of people are like T10. I hate T10. It's the worst thing in the world. We all have our tour that you just absolutely despise. And to be honest with you, let's see, we're going to do. Um, so it's crazy because I just hate, get in the hole. Ooh, dang, so close. My, like anything above 10, not even gonna lie, guys. 11 and 12 just makes me want to throw my iPad and this game out the window. And I think it's because Sniper is the only high level Longwood that I have. Everything else, like my cat is like a 4. It's pretty bad. And so it just destroys me. Cruz, what's happening? Sorry I didn't see you in here. Thank you so much for stopping in. That's awesome. So good to see you, Mr. Lopez. Appreciate that. Lee, I know you've been getting into a little T11, haven't you? I think you've been getting into T11. Yeah, I remember being in a rough bump crew with you, and you were playing T11, and Liz and I would accidentally accidentally hit um, play on T11 and just want to die. Got some sort of club up here. Oh, it's already in there. Yeah, so check this out. This is why this right here, see that in the middle? That's why T11 and above kills me right now. Catalysm 3 on this account, Hammerhead 3, Guardian 7. I mean, it's just brutal. Oh, perfect. But I'm super excited. I'm finally at the point. So 2 months in, 2 months in is finally when I, um, what this is like yesterday, finally started out maxing out clubs. So I got my first, um, uh, got my first, what is that thing called? Like the Prism Club Chest? Yeah, the Prism like trade chest. And I think I got like the worst cards you could possibly get. So, but I'm still stoked to be able to get it. So every once in a while, I have this thing to where I'm like, if I start the tour with a lower level ball, now granted, the katana is one of my favorite balls, but if I start the tour with a lower level ball, maybe it won't kill me with headwind. It still does. I want to cry. Look at that, 12-9, that's hilarious. I mean, here I go, back to my Kingmaker. 11-2, my goodness gracious. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it over. But we're gonna try. I'm just gonna blast it. Short. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather end up in the sand and lose a match than play a special ball. I just can't do it. Man, all these guys that I'm playing that are just crushing me with epoch sixes. I played a guy, when was it? Played a guy, well, thank you. Appreciate the fair match now. I played a guy who, yeah, Lee, you love special balls. It's like a rough bump. What is that for? Yeah. Played a guy today to where he just, he had almost a maxed out, like every epic was maxed out. Um, he had, I think, 38,000 games played. Yeah, I think he had 38,000 games played. And, of course, all these banners and everything else. And then here he is matching up against me, and I just broke 2,000 games. I've only had, what, 5 tournaments in. It's hilarious. Like seeing the difference in our clubs was pretty fun. Still a great game. Not going to say who won. But I won. Oof. And sometimes it is just like that to where T10, like 99% of the time, comes down to the shootouts. And that's my advice for anyone, like anyone who is wanting to learn T10. Uh, it's so different than when you, well, at least when you start to move up, like when you've maxed out your trophies and you're up with the high rollers and, T11, T12. A lot of times that'll go to a shoot. I mean, the majority of the time that'll go to a shootout as well. But when you're like just starting to learn T11 and T12, it actually um, comes down to uh, on T11, like who messes up the least. But on T10, I feel like even right from the beginning, right when I opened up the tour and started playing, it almost completely came down to the shootouts. And so my advice is learn the elevations. No, let me take that back. Don't learn the elevations. It's like jazz. Learn the rules so that you can break all the rules. I grew up studying jazz music, played piano, saxophone, all the doubles and everything else. And that was my favorite part of improvising was you learned all the rules so that you knew how to break all of the rules. And elevation is kind of one of those things as well. It's really fluid. So there's a shootout that everyone plays 20% on, and I actually play 50%. And that sounds crazy, which it is crazy. It seems asinine, but at the same time, that is what has always worked for me on that whole, just because of how I play it. That was a shootout just a little bit ago that I actually almost dropped. Oh, of course. And this hole, if you play it this way, it's usually the easiest way to get within like a like 1.5 away from like 1.5 away from the pin. And so it really does almost come down to, so it sounds crazy, but you don't want to come down on the, see where his ball guide is? You don't want to come down on the left-hand side of the pin because that slopes back down and then shoots you away from the pin. Oh, this will be interesting. Um, I've never seen someone play this way before. A full hook. That's about what I thought was going to happen. Um, yeah, so you don't want to play on the left-hand side of the pin and have it roll down because that shoots away from the pin. If you go kind of like where I went, it still rolls back down, but it doesn't go as close to the pin. You almost want to see where the lines, the squares are. And when that goes up, you almost want it to come down slightly left, but then straight at the pin, because I think that's where the elevation is highest on that green where it comes back down. Jesse, saw that you just came in. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Super pumped. Just to be able to wake up one day and to be able to see that um, that Jesse both reached out to me. Man, he's a beast. And just to be able to give me the opportunity to be able to step up into the 19 family. Could not believe it. Still a little bit in shock, to be honest with you. I kind of have those first season jitters with the clan where you just want to do your best and put up some great clan points, finish some tournaments really well. I kind of have a feeling, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm not one to believe in jinxing things. But I kind of have a feeling that when I look at this with my banners, I kind of have a feeling that my first gold is coming up very soon, potentially with this tournament. Because you can't get gold on everything. You actually shouldn't get gold on everything. If you're getting gold on everything, you're not challenging yourself. And that's actually part of the reasoning. Nice shot. That's part of the reasoning why I am jumping on the opportunity that Jesse presented to me um, to be with the 19th family, as well as I'll be moving white ball into expert tournaments after this one. So I'll be playing my other two accounts on pro, just to help Jesse still dial in some. I really hope that doesn't hit sand. It's gonna hit sand. Ooh, stop! I'm so lucky that I hit that rough. I'm playing so sloppy right now. Yeah, so I'll be moving up. Yeah, Joel, no joke. I did jinx it. Thank God there's no banners in tour play. I'd be all over the place. No, so Cruz, I think you were saying really two gold chests in a row. I always seem to get silver on Tour 10. So I didn't get two gold in a row. I actually had one sitting there, and wait, I think I had one sitting there and then I just got another one. I can't imagine that I actually got two in a row. If I got two in a row, I want to try to roll off of this little patch up here, but not enough backspin, and I didn't even hit the patch up there. Playing with a Goliath level 7 is super hard. I've come up against a ton of Goliath level 9s lately. Actually, last night and today, I think it literally has become, ever since that I joined the 19 family, all of a sudden, I'm playing these beasts with some clubs. Gary, what's happening, my friend? So good to see you in here. Thank you so much for joining in and joining in with just what is currently very sloppy play. But I'm hanging in there, which is awesome. That's the good thing, is when you can play sloppy and you're still not getting completely crushed. Keeping T10 maxed out, which feels great. Yeah, so this is the hole. This is the hole that I was referring to that I actually, so I mean, it's like 20% elevation according to the greats, right? And I disregard that and how I play it. I actually play 50%. Nope, I almost adjusted for Goliath. Oh, I need to stop laughing. See, I mean, it's interesting. Like everyone's style of play is so different that so many people can play this hole really well with 20%, and I played at 20% for so long. You know, there's arguments around 20, 25, and all of that. And then all of a sudden I start playing 50%, and I don't know why it works for me, but it works for me. I always end up fairly close, if not dropping this hole. No, so Cruz, pretty much on this last one, here's what I did. So this one was a little bit different. So I played 50%. Yes, I'm starting at mid. I offset just slightly and past hole when I have this type of headwind, and I'm offsetting, of course, to the left a little bit, probably a square and a half. Um, if I have this strong crosswind. Now, technically, and here's why elevation is a fluid conversation and argument, is because technically I should be offsetting a crap ton more than a couple of squares to the left, because of it was like a 12.5 elevation, or 12.5 wind at a 20% downhill. So there's a significant wind push that's going to happen on that. So I absolutely should be offsetting a lot more. But what I ended up doing was I ended up playing, I usually play about a square and a half per 5 mile per hour wind. And I'm playing a 50% elevation. And I basically played 50% mid on that one. So I actually adjusted 16.7 rings, which seems ridiculous because normally on a 20%, if I was playing like mid, which I think is what the last guy just played, was 13.3 rings. So 13.3 at 20%, and I played 16.7. But what that did for me was that got rid of the significant wind push and stop that I was going to get on that because of the wind. I don't know why it works for me. It's weird. And so that's the hard thing. You have to have the bankroll because when you're learning a new tour, you have to be able to dial in. I love this hole. You have to be able to dial in what works for you. So you go off the guides, then you say, all right, what works for me? I know most people probably play to the left and try to do the rough bump over there. I know Lee has got some great shots that I've seen on that side. I've been trying to dial this in, and this has been really fun. It's a little really cool rough bump over here. What I love is it puts you kind of at that like mid, not mid, puts you at like a minimum and some sniper, which is really nice. So if you learn how to dial this hole in, especially when you have lower level, like a lower level Goliath, so my Goliath 7, the ball guide always just crushes me. I'm usually playing with a thorn. I probably should play this hole with a hornet. That would help out a lot. Yeah, see, like this guy's doing, he's going to the left, but I'm not gonna lie. So this, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like 50% of the time I was ending up into the rough over here, which is exactly what's gonna happen to him, which at that point, I mean, I would never make it from the rough. And so I feel like this way I've been able to get a lot more drops on this one. I do max right spin. I go 2.5. 6, 8, 5, 4. I forget if this is 5% uphill or 0%. I'll play it 0% and see what happens. So that's 5, 4 at a minimum. Whoops. Should have played it 2 backspin. Yeah, Cruz. I like the right side. Cruz, do you go kind of that little patch where I went, or do you actually try to bounce over that and then go deeper down into that fairway that kind of splits off in the middle section? Because there's the way to the left, there's the way to the right that I went, and then there's that middle section. Do you go right or do you go to the middle? And yes, Lee, I know you love that Hornet rough bump on that hole. I would love it too if I could consistently get to the fairway on it. I probably would go that way every single time if I was able to get there. All right, guys, and if you haven't heard, JT said that he's going to be donating $10,000 to the next person that types gotcha in the feed right now. I'll have him donate it later. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But it's hilarious. Like guys are really starting to give away a lot of I don't know why I'm wanting to say tournaments, like raffles in a sense. Not raffles. I know they're doing raffles for like accounts and stuff like that. But they're doing like prize giveaways on feeds and whatnot, which I think is pretty cool. But I mean, it's not why I go to it. So this one for me is always the wild card. Okay, so we'll definitely play on the left-hand side. What do you guys play this hole at? Do you guys play it on this left-hand patch where he is with the Goliath? Do you play it 20% or 25%? Or are you going to be crazy like me and play this like 90% elevation? Lee, you won $20 on Fenzel's stream? That's awesome. Yeah, Lopez, it can definitely feel that way where you feel like you win one, lose one step forward, one step back. I was like that. 35%? Lopez, really? That's crazy. I wonder if I should try that. I'm assuming you play it. Oh, yeah, with a B52. That makes sense. Wow, this music got really dark all of a sudden. I want to do 2.5. Definitely don't want to do that much side spin. Yeah, we'll do 2.5. Why not? I'm going to try it 20%, see what happens here. 6, 8. Oof, that was horrible. Here's my one step forward, one step back cruise. Oh, shut up. I didn't even realize he hit 6.5 yards. All right. I almost feel really bad that like I won that one. Do you guys ever feel that way where you're like, man, I feel really horrible that I won that one because it was such a just a rough shot. Holy. You're getting killed grinding because you're watching me. Well, let me tell you what, it's hard enough to learn how to stream. This is my second stream that I've ever done. I deleted my first one because literally it would last 5 minutes long and then disconnect because I was having so many problems and realized it was all operational error from Omelette, which I streamed from. So I had to delete them because it was literally like a 5 minute stream 900 times within an hour, which the math totally adds up. Just trust me, totally adds up. Yeah, I'm skipping the song. It got really weird. I don't know what happened. Non-copyright music is just rough. Talk about rough. Oh, that sucks. Chad, how many? Joel, so yeah, I have. I'm tempted to log in on my phone, but I think my phone's also connected to my Wi-Fi account, so I probably would get that glitch where it like logs you out. Um, between my two other accounts, I probably have maybe like 12 total golds and I think like 11, 12 golds in pro and probably a small handful in rookie, very, very small handful in rookie because I really tried not to stay in rookie. Um, if I didn't have the clubs, I really was um, I was just trying to move up quickly. I totally didn't see how. I have no clue how much to adjust this one. Well, I know it's not minimum, so we're gonna do medium. I never played this one on. Oh, that is definitely not medium distance. I hit that really far. Well, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, that's not going in. I definitely over adjusted that. And then, oh, Lee, you're looking at it right now? That's awesome. So Shark has 7, VTA has 6, VTA 1 silver and 2 bronze. Yeah, I definitely was stoked. So I started playing experts a little bit with my accounts and did fairly well on Shark or Sharknado. I think I had I think I had 2 silvers in expert, which I was super pumped about. The always elusive expert gold. I don't know how some tour players remember yardage on all of the different holes, and so they know how much to adjust, like whether they're adjusting, you know, a true medium or if they're adjusting, 60%, 75% or less. It's pretty impressive to me because, yeah, that's just wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, and I guess it would have helped if I wasn't doing my adjustments for a power 3 ball. Oh, guys, just so that you know, so check this out. Uh, be careful. So I'm using the notebook app for all of my wind adjustments. And today I was probably 6 games into grinding T10. How did that happen? I was probably 6 games into grinding T10, and I just thought to myself, why are all of my adjustments just, I'm just going to open this, like they just are sucking right now. I'm all over the place. And like, I swear I was not this horrendous of a player. And so then I was looking at it and I would put in, a 10% elevation with a sniper at a, um, like, 5.0 wind or something. And I realized, no, Lee, it wasn't the wrong bag in Notebook. I'm not even joking you. Notebook was giving me the wrong numbers. Like it wasn't telling me a 1-to-1 adjustment for like a medium 10%, 10% downhill. Nope, right ball. Totally the right ball, Lopez. It was crazy. I was using I think it was what is that, power 3? Yeah, power 3 ball, sniper 9, because I didn't have the 10 yet. But I guess technically, well, whatever. Um, and it wasn't telling me like 5.0 ring adjustment for 5.0 wind for mid. And I force quit the app. I mean, it was probably like 0.6 off. And I force quit the app, and all of a sudden it started telling me the right measurements. And so if you're into conspiracy theories, I wonder if PD will tap into this. And no, I'm just kidding. Oh, that's a horrendous win to try that on. 11, yeah, 6-9. We're gonna we're gonna have some fun with the quasar today, guys. What's that? We're gonna go 7-6. Get up there. No, Joel. So it's interesting. Um, it's really interesting. So on my iPhone notebook app, I don't even have the wind arrow. Is there a way to turn the wind arrow off? Oh, probably. No, I don't see a way to turn the wind arrow off. But yeah, I don't even have the wind arrow um, on my notebook app. It's bizarre. Nice shot. No, I need to push this. Push it right there. Clear that lip. Too much. Really, Lee? It's in your iPhone? I don't know. I wonder if somehow, I guarantee you that my little girl got a hold of my phone and turned it off somehow. And now you can never find it ever again. Our TV has been in different languages. Uh, yeah, my daughter is crazy cool. Her name's Noelle. We were playing all day today. My wife actually is still going to work. She's a flight attendant for Alaska Airlines. So she was just on a short layover down in Cabo. And so I got to have Noelle all to myself all day long. It was so much fun. I'm exhausted. My goodness, I have so much respect for anyone who, uh, whether it's the mother or the father or partner, whoever that stays home with the kid, um, or if someone has, like, let's have a shout out for people also that are like a dual income family that are paying someone to be able to come over, like a nanny or anything like that. Like, shout out to them as well for the nanny, because it's a lot. It is super fun, but it's definitely a lot. I wonder if you can do the ref bump, or not the ref bump, but I wonder if you can do the. Oh, I've never seen someone play it from that side. That's super interesting. Have you guys seen someone play it from that angle? Oh, and he's doing like a not a straight adjustment. That's really interesting. What's gonna happen? I'm so curious. Oh, not bad. Yeah, Noelle. Noelle. Oh, too much. Yeah, Lee, I've never seen someone play it from that angle. I'm really been trying to force myself to play right where I played just right now, because I've always done like the rough, or not the rough bump. I've always done either the sand bump, or I've done like the two classic spots over on the left within those dips. Um, and so I've never learned the Goliath approach. So I'm trying. That one wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, Lee, I'd love any tips. If you play that one a ton, I'd love any tips on like spin, where to place it. I actually saw someone play it right there, but they played all the way on the right-hand side of that pad. Yeah, Joel, there's a sand bump on that hole. I love that sand bump. Maybe um, maybe we'll get it again and at some point, and I'll show you it. It's super fun. Slight great right should be fine. Usually look for the third bounce just past the peak on the last bump. Oh, interesting. So at the end of the ball guide, you're still bouncing that third bounce, like in a sense, on that ridge that's going to slope down, but like just barely past it. Because I was thinking I was going to play it all the way down, like right where the bottom of the hump hits like the fringe. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Probably has been ages because you're probably grinding T10 and the new T13 when it comes out. Can he stay out? Yeah, he's fine. Gosh, I used to get so nervous on some of these holes having a sniper 9, and now having a sniper 10, I just feel this sense of relief. Joel, thank you so much for coming in. Seriously, appreciate you so much, bro, for just stopping in and saying hi during the stream as I kind of just mess around on some T10. Appreciate you guys. I'm on a 7 game, excuse me, win streak. Super pumped about that. Didn't realize how hard it was to multitask while doing live streaming and tour play. I had no clue that I was on a 7 game winning streak. Get it? That's what I'm talking about. But seriously, Joel, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who's been in here, whether it's the 13 people that are watching right now. I don't care if it's one person watching or if it's 100,000 people watching. I'm just super pumped to be able to go along this journey with each and every one of you. And honestly, I hope that there are some streams that I do. I actually would love to do streams at just random hours that usually don't get a lot of plays and uh, hopefully only get 1 or 2 people on it. Because honestly, I think that would just be amazing to just be able to connect with them in such a personal way that usually doesn't get to happen. Oh crap. Oh, that was so close. That could have been the end of that winning streak. Super quick. Oh yeah, Lee, get to bed. If work is starting up in 6 hours, get some rest. Take care of yourself, take care of your beautiful family. Hopefully everything out on the farm is going well and not too chaotic with everything else that's going on in the world right now. Hopefully it's a sense of peace where you can just invest in the toil and in the work. Yeah, that's awesome, Lee. I can't wait till my little girl's 2 years old. She turned 1 January 10th. Whew, she's growing up quick. All right, let's see if I get the Goliath or the sniper shot. I would love to get the sniper shot and show you guys that. Yeah, here we go. This one's going to be super interesting. I hope it works out. But I'm pumped to be able to show you guys this shot if it does work out. Because I am horrible at this hole doing what this guy is doing right now. I know there's a strategy behind it. I watched KK's brilliant, if you haven't checked out KK's T10 shootout guide with power to um, navigator balls, it is brilliant. But I've never been able to master this location. Man, that's a stronger, usually I get like a, more of like a crosswind headwind rather than almost a straight headwind. We'll see what happens here. Oh, is it power one balls? Yeah, I'm not getting the, yeah, we'll just try it. Let's see what happens. Why not? It's all for the stream. Oops. Shouldn't have put that left curl on it. Did I lose my first game? Come on. Still strong. Here we go. Really want to play some Katana on here. Just keep on getting these massive headwinds. So interesting. Yeah, Cruz. So that's what I thought. I thought I said it was with power one balls, but wasn't it a power one ball with only 2.5 side spin? I totally thought on the guy or on the video it only had 2.5 side spin. Yeah, Lee, get out of here. Absolutely. Have a great night. Be with your family. Am I losing my mind because of the lack of sleep that I got last night? Is there a power one ball with only 2.5 side spin? Cruz, you can go on an 8-game losing streak, no problems. Hey, you know what? All of us, all of us can go on a 8-game losing streak, no problem. Am I gonna get? No, it's a crosswind. Crosswind, headwind. Yeah, I can push it. I think I can push it without clipping it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna clip it, but it's, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna clip it. Whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. Oh, that was horrendous. What a horrible, horrible hit. At least roll out, please. Ah, what a wickedly horrible shot. Yeah, she used navigators. Isn't, wait a second. Oh my gosh. That shows you how much I use navigators. Is navigators a power two or power one ball? I honestly never use them. I probably should know that. Could have sworn it was a power two. Well, at least I got the tailwind. Navigator is a power one ball. How funny. I mean, honestly, I don't remember the last time that I played a navigator. 10, 2. What do you guys play this at? 5% uphill? Yeah, I'm not even going to be able to come close on that. Gonna come in hot. Oh, not bad. Gary Cruz, how'd your tournament go so far? Are you guys doing practice rounds this first one, or you just go for it? Do you guys usually do practice rounds, or you just go for it for anyone still on this stream right now? Cruz, you just go for it. I think that's awesome. Honestly, I wish that I did just go for it. I remember when I started doing practice rounds, and it just ended up taking over my Mondays. P.S. When you get to this hole, make sure that you are not playing a sniper adjustment. Oh, I've done that so many times, it's not even funny. Gosh, what is up with the great rights on this hole? Too much backspin. Way too much backspin, my goodness. What did I play? Did I play a full 3 backspin? I think I played a full 3 backspin that was done. Well, I mean, he would have to do something really, really horrendous here to not beat what I just did. Oh, interesting. Cruz, I never thought about that. That potentially the competition is more difficult on Wednesday to qualify. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, well done. He should be great. And the losing streak ends. Oh, so quickly. Do you guys have any ball suggestions that I should use on T10 right now? Let me know if you have any ball suggestions. I'll switch it up. I'll have some fun with it. But maybe not all Power 5 balls. Yeah, I agree, Cruz. I think that you just gotta win. Is that too like simplified that it sounds dumb? But yeah, you just have to outright win, and every one of us will have that hot streak at times, and then all of a sudden we have like a hot streak on the front nine and then cool off on the back nine, or sometimes it just doesn't fade away. But you just gotta you just gotta outright win, unless it was on, my goodness, what was it? What was last tournament that everyone was hitting like negative 35 to 40? That's just that's so insane. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm actually I mean I think I'll do really well, but this one's been a little bit harder to dial in for some reason. I think it's that darn hole one. Oh, I know the adjustment. What am I doing? Oops, too much backspin. Really like that landing spot. I feel like it's the most consistent, at least that I've found, because there's so many divots in the fairway right there. And that little spot right before the sand on the right-hand side. And then if you, of course, play with a katana and you have the power three or the three side spin. I've dropped that more often than I've dropped any other placements on this approach. But yeah, Cruz, that last tournament was just, hey, it's it's the people's choice. It was the people's choice. And the people chose the desire to drive to green on 80% of the holes. And the fact that you could drive to green on a par five, that's just wild. So I'm super stoked. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really, really stoked to be able to have this tournament. I think I mean, obviously, a lot of people are going to complain about any tournament that we have with any decision that PD makes about win choice and so forth. Um, I mean, there's one hole in Expert that has this. It's a par five with a massive like uh, headwind slash side wind. Let's see. I wonder if I can get away with 50% with the Goliath. Power two, I'll probably still have to put a little bit of OP on it. Let's go there. And that's the other thing about this. Oof, too much pull. That's the other thing about playing. So since I play 50% elevation on this hole, that's the one thing about this one with, for anyone who did not hear my entire justification for what I do, even though it is absolutely not 50% elevation, go back in the stream and listen to that. But the one thing is with winds like this, it is hard with more of a side wind to adjust. Yeah, wish I had a power three ball on that. Is he gonna? Oh wow, he isn't gonna. What happened? I'm not even gonna emoji. Well, I mean, I'm assuming finger slip. That's it's the only thing that I can think of is that his finger slipped on that one. Heck yeah, I'll play you again. Yeah, Cruz, you think he actually gave me the win? I mean, that'd be super nice of him if he gave me the win. I feel like there should be a way to like say that so that then I can just, well, I mean, I guess that would defeat the purpose, but then I can just give it back to him. But yeah, the bounce over the bunker, after, of course, watching KK's video, I just wanted to dial that in immediately because I've never done that one. Um, yeah, I've never done that. Um, Never done that one before, so I tried to dial it in, and I got one. I got a hole in one once on it, which felt amazing. I think it was like the second time. So the first time I ended up getting, I think I put too much topspin on it for the crosswind that had a slight tailwind, but not significantly. So I went past the hole maybe like 2 yards, which was still good. And then the next one I hold in one. So I was like, I'm keeping this way forever. And so, um, yeah, it was awesome. And then the third time that I did it, I don't, I should have saved the replay. It was hilarious. I mean, I probably went 5, 6 yards past the hole. Oh, I didn't know you could go that much past the hole with roughly like 2 topspin. I don't. I just have no clue what I did. So I kind of shied away from it a little bit because my other approach has been pretty consistent. I am just all over the place and not hitting perfect tonight. Yeah, that's awesome, Cruz. Seriously, I think it's awesome to be able to, especially when you learn something from someone else on a shootout, nonetheless, that just drastically changes your strategy and helps you dial it in quicker, and you start seeing hole in ones on it. It's really cool. And yeah, heck yeah, stick with what works for you, Cruz. No joke. Here we go again on this shootout. What wind are we going to get? Then let's try 20% mid. Oh, I went a little past it. I feel like in a tournament, what I just hit right there, yeah, I should have put more. I feel like what I just hit right there would have been a forced great. Because that perfect was so far on the right-hand side of that yellow. But sometimes I feel like in shootouts, I think that I, this is just my own opinion, but I just kind of feel like the shootouts, there's something about the algorithm in shootouts that I think is more forgiving to hit perfect. How much is he going to go? Let's see. That's a power 2 ball. 5-8. Wind. Let's hope he goes enough. Oh, dang it. I hate it when they go so quick that I can't tell how much they actually adjusted. Nice shot. All right, well, hit the wind. And it's going to end up bunker, if anything. Oh. I have no clue. What did that hit? I think that hit the, I think that literally hit the lip where the sand, like that first sand bunker meets the fairway. That was hilarious. I mean, it saved my butt because that would have, with that great left, it would have absolutely been in the bunker. I hope this guy makes it over, but it kind of looks like he's going to end up in bunker too. Yeah. Oh, I wonder. Never tried that before. How much topspin? 2 topspin? I'll try it. I've never played on that little lip before. Five, 9, 3, 6. Let's see what happens. Oh, dang. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, I've never played. I've always, of course, pushed it up and done like the 2 backspin, 1 backspin, maybe 3 backspin shot with a thorn on that one. And yeah, thanks, Cruz. Appreciate that. Let's get it. Oh, do you ever just get so much envy by people's Spitfire levels? On this account, I try to avoid the Spitfire, like the coronavirus, because I think it's a level 3 right now, which is just, yeah, the Spitfire 3 is just rough. Yeah, Cruz, Spitfire 5, that would be, I would love that too. Yeah, I can't wait to get my cat to at least level 5. Hey, Cruz, we'll switch accounts for a little bit. Yeah, those are great cards. Uh, I will say one thing. Um, you love him or you have mixed feelings about him. But I was on JT's stream, which he's always been, at least with me, he's always been super gracious with me and very friendly, which has been awesome. And um, oh, that's dangerous. Um, what was I doing? Um, and let's see, 10, 8, 6. I was on a stream the other night, and of course he did that uh, where he just gives away just all this random stuff, and all the time. And he actually won like raffle tickets into someone's account, and I was super pumped. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. So this is crazy. So I was like, all right. So he put in, how much was it? It was $2 a piece. He put in $50 per person, so that would have been 25 slots, 25 tickets into potentially winning this guy's account. And I was like, oh, like that'd be crazy if I got it, because like maxed out epics, like all of his clubs were maxed out. I was like, that'd be amazing. And I don't know if you've ever had this thought where you're like, oh, that'd be super cool to take over someone's account, and then you see like the name on the account, and you kind of go, it just like rubs you the wrong way. Like, not that it was a bad name, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I would ever name an account that. And so I just kind of thought to myself, I mean, it'd be fun to mess around on that account just with such maxed out clubs, but I don't know if I'd play it. That's going to push up more. And of course, like the one time that I hit perfect, you know it's not going to drop. Ooh, so close though. So I played that one with the crosswind. I played that one mid adjustment and 15% downhill. I think usually it's 10, but with this crosswind on this one, I usually play 15%. And I think it's supposed to be a 7-2 adjustment. I think I pulled a little bit more than 7-2. Cruz, I love this. Seriously, in the chat, my friend, it's just you and me. Just you and me. I love it, man. Cruz, how are you doing? How's life? How's life outside of Golf Clash? What are you up to? Just chilling, watching the shallows. That's awesome. I'm assuming then you would recommend the shallows. I've never watched it before. I swear, like, I think shallows. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Netflix. Um, and I swore that Netflix stock was going to uh, significantly jump during this time, just because of everyone and their mom being at home watching Netflix while schools are out and everything else. But I'm assuming as well, you're not just dealing with, so that's like the big picture is you're not just now dealing with people at home using the product, but you're also dealing with um, all of the workers that work for Netflix and everything else and all the impact that that has with everything that's going on out in the world. It's a shark movie. Yes, I am all about it. I have this fascination with sharks. I think it's because I grew up surfing in Southern California. I'd go, um, yeah, I'd go early morning, so like right when the sun was starting to just barely peek up to where you can, it would go from like dark to where you can just barely see like the waves starting to pop up when you're paddling out because the light was just starting to break over the horizon. And then we would um, usually go right after school and just, yeah, it was great. Sometimes come to school with sand all over our sandals and feet. And I think because of that, growing up in water, something about it just, something about it made me always just love the idea of sharks. Ooh, that's probably rough. Ooh, okay, that's close. Cruz, so that's how you try playing this hole as far as how my opponent did, or how the route that I'm going? Because I will say there's one thing I found that the rough bump that he is doing right now, there's something about that little spot that seems to be a little inconsistent. You can see his ball guide kind of wobble a little bit. That's why I usually avoid going dead on and I do the max right spin rough bump. But if you're getting consistency with it, go for it. Yeah, see, just like what happened to him, like just so much inconsistency. But at the same time, granted, we do have a massive headwind. Yeah, we'll play. Try 10%. Cutting it super close. It's going to come in right side of hole and short. Oh, actually, it's coming in with a good line. So short, though. Yeah, Cruz, when I when I first started playing with the grid lines, I hated it. Um, I just felt like they were so obtrusive. Is that the right word for it? But they just were so present on the screen. Um, and then probably a month in, I realized because of the grid lines that my adjustments when I was pulling back, so I was using the shot button all the time. Uh, when I was pulling back using the shot button, I actually was not pulling back straight. So the wind would be lined up at 12 o'clock but at the same time, my pull would be 11:59. Yeah, it was really interesting. And so over time, I just got used to it to where now I almost don't even see the grids until, my goodness, probably until I'm like taking a shot. And then I'm like lining everything up and going through that. So yeah, I love it. I think it's great. The numbers drive me nuts. But you know, what can you do? All right, moving up in the world. Yeah, I'm just crushing it. 1900. That's a weird shot. I'm gonna try what? 10-8. So I'm still gonna try it. Why not? Why not, Lee? This one's for you. Ooh. All right, so Lee's onto something. So that third bounce being just on top of that last hump and slightly past like the peak. I feel like I'm getting more gold chests than normal. I think you're right, Cruz. Oh, thank you so much, Cruz. I really appreciate that. Definitely super passionate about learning it. Um, one thing that I have noticed is that I'm talking a lot more when I'm taking shots, and I am like so less consistent in hitting perfect shots, which is really frustrating. But what can you do? Matthew, what's happening, bro? How are you doing? Thank you so much for just stopping in to say hello. Yeah, Matthew, I am learning about the stream. So right now I'm doing it minimalistic, as you can tell. I'm using the good old omelet station, cooking up some eggs on it, and just um, learning the ropes. And it's working pretty well. I mean, it's pretty simple. We don't all get to see my face like we get to see your beautiful your beautiful face there, Matthew. Which I do love. Honestly, I love watching you on it. It is so cool to see you stream. I'm such a huge fan of just your content and your love for people and just the excitement that you have. And I think, okay, so here's one thing that I do want to say. Matthew, this is just some recognition for you because I think that um, too many people get so like frustrated when they hit bad shots. And what I love about you, Eric, is that you just, or Matthew, I think you just embrace it and you just laugh. And I think it's brilliant because that's how we should be doing. We should just be laughing and moving on and having a good time. This can come in hot. Eli, what's happening? So good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Heck yeah, Matthew, life is far bigger than a video game where we can sit here and complain about the makers or the tournaments or the wins or the opponents supposedly cheating just because they absolutely had a better shot than us. Whatever that may be. But yeah, I think it's great. And I have, like you, Matthew, I just have so much love for people and I have so much love for the opponents that I'm playing. Like, even during the stream, I've gone on some losing streaks. I got hot for about 9 games, and you just have to enjoy every single second of it. That's what I think. Is there something, maybe you guys can answer this question. So is there something that um, the second that I joined the 19th family in the top 100, same trophy count, 4170, which is my maxed out T10, maxed out all the tours up to that. But the second that I joined the 19th family, I feel like 95% of my opponents are top 10 or top 100 clans. Is that something? It's like an algorithm that just matches that up. It wasn't like that before. I wish I could dial in that shot that he just did. So bad at it. Oof. Yeah, we probably should still, think we should still win. Yeah, good game. Matthew, you think it's just in my head? That's awesome. You know, it's probably true. But there is something that happens. Okay, this has happened to me multiple times when growing this account, and I wasn't um, aware enough on my other 2 accounts as I was growing them. I was still kind of newer in the game, and um, and let's see, um, and there have been moments where I have stayed on a tour and not passed that tour, And um, and even though my trophy count didn't go up, there were still moments where it would be like a 2 week, 3 week period that I was playing that tour and I had it maxed out. And like the first week was significantly easier to keep it maxed out than the second week. And my opponent's trophy counts, as well as their clubs and number of games played, absolutely started to rise. And so I do think that there's something there that does get there's got to be some sort of algorithm within that that does make it a little bit more difficult. But hey, it encouraged me to continue just to move up to the next tour and close it out. Oh, I didn't know that, Matthew. 6-9. Whoops, I almost adjusted for my Thor. Oh, that would have been hilarious. Still too hot. Yeah, Matthew, I didn't know that you were part of the Clanables. And then one of the leaders contacted you after, so it's all good. Huh, interesting. Matthew, do you grind, or are you primarily focused on tournaments? Super curious. Nice speed. Oof, that was a great shot. You know, Matthew, I can see that happening one day too. I mean, I'm enjoying the grind right now. I'm enjoying just those moments of being able to come home from work, hang out with the family, and then everyone goes to sleep and then just play, even if it's just for 30 minutes to play. But I can see at some point, because especially with tournaments, I have so, like, I'm like you, I have such a love for the tournaments and dialing in shots. It's so different than tour play. Like, so different. I mean, literally, I'm on another 4 game win streak. Before this, I had an 8 game win streak. I'm continuing to keep Tour 10 closed. And yet, if you're looking at my shots, I am all over the place. Like, I feel like I cannot hit perfect to save my life right now. And I think that's the cool thing about tournaments that I enjoy is that it's all just nitpicking the smallest of details to dial in holes and hit that perfect shot, and then passing it on to everyone else and seeing if they can duplicate it, or even if you can duplicate it. And I think there's just something really cool about that. And it's probably going to still come in hot, but we'll do it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely true. It's true, Matthew. Tour play, is, I mean, I can see if PD, here's what I think. There's definitely been moments where, and I'm not against this, and I'm absolutely not judging PD at all, because let's be real, how many of us in the world are constantly week after week playing this game? So I think with all of the people that constantly chew out PD, they've created something brilliant that that so many people are in love with. Yet there is a part of something interesting, at least, and I don't know if this has happened a lot, and now I'm just around more. But something in tournaments have happened, at least what I've seen recently, where it's like the same holes but the same wins as well. And so I'm starting to go to my old notes because they are 100% relevant. And so I can see if PD doesn't start to switch up those things, then tournaments can also become monotonous. But then actually, I feel like in this tournament, they did a great job. I remember playing some of these holes before, and I think they did a phenomenal job with some of the win choices to make certain ones incredibly difficult to even get the eagle on a. Love this guy. I'm gonna do this. Six. Oops. See, I almost adjusted for my sniper again. Yeah, what hole is that on expert that they just gave the massive headwind, sidewind on, or crosswind? That was hole six. Yeah, hole six. When I saw that expert headwind, woo wee, that was crazy. And it's been interesting to hear people's reaction to it. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It doesn't mean it's just plug and play like every time that we played that hole to where you go down the right hand side. Now people are starting to explore the left hand side, where you're laying up and then going over with like a cat. And people are starting to see that there's a potential rough bump, which is super interesting because on the right hand side, the drive is, let's see if I can do this. I feel like I'm going to hit my, no, I probably can do it without hitting my sniper. I think I just over adjusted. Well, doesn't matter if I over adjusted. I hit great left. Oh, should have pulled back. So if you go over, yeah, Ela, I would be playing left too if this tournament I was playing expert. So if you play right, the drive is significantly more difficult. But if you make it through, I feel like then the second shot is easy or easier than the second shot going left. But still, it's so crazy to Alba on that hole in expert. But if you go to the left, the drive is like awesome layup, almost mindless. You kind of just dial in how much spin dependent upon the wind and so forth. So great. But then the second shot, I feel like 99% of the people out there for the second shot on the left-hand side, they're thinking, okay, I'm just going to embrace it. I'm taking the easy eagle. And there's an interesting shot that I saw. I think it was someone's shot on YouTube that he had a cat. He's using his cat, and he did the little bit of top spin with left spin, and he like hit it over the bunker to like that small patch of rough and did the rough bump towards the hole. Oh, Eli, so you are doing the rough bump option. That's awesome. Is it KK who did that? Cruz? Maybe it was. Maybe it was K and B. Maybe it was KK. She's a beast. Holy moly. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And a massive great right. Ah, that was awesome. I don't even know. I don't even know how to approach that shot. The 14-6. Oh, shut up. Well played. See if he makes it over. Tor! What's up, Bjorn? Dang. Torbjorn, thank you so much for stopping in and saying what's up. Sweet. I love playing this guy right now because every time that I come across him on T10, we always play Marlins. I don't know if I know him from Facebook or anything else, but one day we met up, or maybe he thinks I'm one of the other white ball accounts that are on. Who is that on? I think with a Vengeance and Freedom. There's a couple of white ball accounts. And maybe he thinks that this account's one of theirs, but he always plays me with Marlins, and I freaking love it. How much is it actually? 10, 5, 20%, 7, 3. 4. So Bjorn, how are you doing? Hey, Bjorn, where are you located right now? Oh, you're in Denmark. Wait, people losing their minds in Denmark. No, Gary, you're in Denmark. Denmark too. No, Bjorn's in Denmark. Yeah, how's it going out there? Oh, you're in Sweden. Oh, I didn't know that either. That's great friends from Sweden. Oh, close. Nice shot though. Yeah, how's it going out in Sweden right now? I'm probably not going to be able to make it over, but 13-6. Probably right there. Hoo! 4. Oh, we're gonna come in super hot. Into the sand. Oop! Dang! Way too much. I always get super excited on that shot if I'm playing like a low level ball and I'm super far away from like that where I don't get the obvious camera angle that you're gonna go into the sand like near the water because it just like slows it down and it gives you that weird angle until you realize that you just hit the other sand bunker. Really? Malaysia's going to be in lockdown from the 18th to the 31st. Boom! I 100% did not think that that was going to go in. But that is crazy about the the sand pit or rough. Do you think you can get over? Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Why not? Let's see, 14.5. Feel like I should have went a little bit more right. Oh, not bad. Stay, stay. Moving up. Moving up. 2 days in, number 4 in the clan. Pretty sure after the tournament is over, they will then, I'll be much lower. Because I think I'm the only one playing pro in the clan because I promised myself on this account that I would not move up too slow, but I would also not move up too fast. So I promised myself I'd play 3 rookie, 3 pro, and then move up to expert. Well, the speed was good. All right. Tobion, thank you so much. Appreciate you so much for stopping in and saying hi. Such a huge fan of when people just drop in super quick just to say hi. Show some love to everyone in the stream. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. Hope you have a great night or morning. What is it out there right now? Not sure what time it is in Sweden. But seriously, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Much love and respect. Get it. I really hope he drops this. Oh, dang, that was so close. That was so close. Great shot. Oh, dang, Cruz, it's almost 2 a.m. Absolutely. Have a great night. Thank you so much for coming out. Love and respect to you, my friend. Sleep well. Yeah, see, it's so much fun when you get matched up with people like this that they just can laugh, have fun, not take it too seriously. I'm gonna play this. Yeah, it's probably wrong, but that's what we'll do anyways. I think my ball guide was short, so I probably didn't need to. Oh, dang! Boom! So I played that. So when I pulled back and I saw my minimum, I played that 15% club slider. And then I did exactly what's been working for me in the past, where I played 50% elevation, which sounds nuts, but it works for me with how I played it. I had a 7.4 wind, so I offset slightly over like 1.5, 2 squares. But because I'm playing a 50% elevation, I don't have to offset that much. And it just worked out well. I hope he gets this in the hole. Come on. Come on. Oh, such a great guy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking out with me. It's late for myself. I'm going to go in, say what's up to my wife. I'm going to call it a night. I've been on here for 2 hours. Hey guys, this is my second stream. I was able to put in 2 hours, put up a ton of clan points, which was my goal in the first place. Started around, I think I started around 660 points, 660 clan points. So super stoked just to put in some time on some T10, had some hot streaks, learned a lot myself. Hopefully you guys learned a lot as well, because that's what it's all about, is just helping each other along the way. Seriously, huge shout out to every single person that visited the stream, whether you were in the chat, whether you were just watching. Some people were literally watching while streaming things on Netflix just because of the love and respect that we have for each other to be able to pop in and say hi. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully you have a great night and hope you get tons of drops on this tournament as it's going to be a tough tournament for some, but yet I hope those drops happen for you and you heat up, especially in that weekend round. You guys have a great night. Love you much. Have a great night, great morning. Peace.